Hey everybody, today we're going to be making our letter C from my A to Z colourful quilling by Carrie, that's me, and today is C for create, which I think is very fitting. So we're going to make our outer template now to create our C, and I'll just run through quickly all the materials that you'll need. So firstly, print out the tracing template and the quilling template from my booklet A to Z of colourful quilling. We're going to need our tracing template to start with for the letter C. You'll need some cardstock. I'm using 216 GSM American Crafts cardstock, which we'll use for the base of our letter. I've also cut some strips from the same cardstock. So I've just cut 3, you probably want 3 to 4 strips cut of that particular cardstock. I've got some baking paper or parchment paper. I've got my quilling tool, a scalpel, which isn't 100% necessary but handy to have, a pair of tweezers, some scissors, and a pencil and some glue. And I will be using a cutting mat as well when we get to cutting out the letter C, but alternatively you can just use your scissors for that process. Okay, let's get started. And what we're going to do is just take our lead pencil, I'm using a 2B pencil here, and make a quick outline of our letter C. Take a piece of cardstock. This cardstock's textured and I like the texture to face upwards, so I'm going to face that part down. Take your trace and flip it over. And then we're literally just retracing over our original trace to push that outline onto our cardstock. I usually find it easier to actually use my scalpel for this part of the process, but today let's just work with what I've got handy. Using a quilling needle in this instance, and we're going to start shaping our paper to create an outline on our template. This cardstock is textured on one side because it's the same cardstock. I'm going to use the textured side to sort of face out to all the negative space. So I'm just going to start like so here. I'm going to use my scalpel to nick where I need to cut, and I'm going to do each section and start to adhere them into place. And what you're looking to do is basically get that piece adhered as close to the edge as possible without going over. And I like to start with my straight edges and then build off them. So what's easiest here is usually then to start your middle part of your C. So again, I'm making sure that the inner parts is where the textured side is facing. And you'll see here I'm just starting by eyeballing what length I'm going to need. You can use your template at this point too to kind of get a feel for how long each section needs to be, but it's probably easier just to use your cutout because obviously you can make your cutout a little bit different in terms of size and shape from your original, and you really want these pieces to line up to your original to the cutout that you've created. Okay, so I'm attempting to make all of this in one swoop. I'm going to make it longer than what I need to start with, and then we can cut to size as we go. So we've allowed our letter to dry for a bit, and now we're at the point where we're ready to actually snip off any extra overhang that we've got. So I've got a couple of areas that I want to trim back. And that's it. That's how we start the quilling for our letter C. And hang around so that we can start for using the quilling template and filling it in with lots of beautiful colour. Just like so.